6 pieces of music. So they have been working hard, and our mentors have been helping with individual lessons and group lessons and sectionals and playing within the band, and everybody's been doing their part. So, but I do want to give a special shout out to our mentors. So can my mentors please stand, and those in the percussion section, can you actually come forward to the part of the band? Just the mentors, everybody stand up, do it, and Nora too. Nora's a college student, but she's a mentor. And go ahead, hand those out, please, thank you. We have a little something that the directors wanted to say thank you, so Mr. Berger's gonna pass those out, but can I have a round of applause for our mentors? Very good, and our 3 directors are all gonna take turns today. We have Mr. Berger, our PCIS Strings and Band Director. We have Mr. Alger, our Plymouth South Middle Strings and Band Director, and my name's Ms. Goldstein, and I teach at 4 of the elementary schools. So I'm gonna let Mr. Berger take it from here.
We're gonna do some tuning, and I'll talk to you after the song.
I can't see him now. Someone sat back and now I can't see him. Can you see him that way, Annie? If you go down that way, see if you see him. No. What? I know. Nothing we can do.
As Ms. Goldstein said, I am the band director and orchestra director at Plymouth Community Intermediate School. So those that were mine are now heading up to the high school, or are about to be my students, which is the most exciting because I haven't met them yet, or I just met them today or this week. We have several songs we're going to play. Me, as Ms. Goldstein said, the directors and I are going to be handing this off. We're going to try to do very little talking in between these songs and just keep going and making music. This first song is called Invincible.
South Middle School. So our next song we're going to play for you is Primitive.
You can't see him at all. He didn't see.
This next piece is called Blackbeard. Blackbeard features several unusual percussion instruments, including a brake drum. Don't pick it up, Jonathan. We're gonna drop it if you do that. Which is a big metal piece, and then also Jonathan's also playing the metal chains, which we will also be hearing later in the piece, which are not typical percussion instruments. We need one more second. We have a clarinetist switching the saxophone. He's good.
says it. There we go. Okay, thank you. The next piece is called Imperium. While I'm here, this is my last time up on the podium, so two things. One, by the way, those mentors that are helping us also used to be campers / students in the program. So they keep coming back and they keep contributing and learning and sharing what they've learned. So if you have a student here that's going into 9th grade or younger, hopefully they will continue on through high school and maybe even, college too, why not? So that's been really cool to see the longevity of these students. And even though we still have a few more pieces, I just want to let you know that when we are finished today, the students will be helping us clean the stage and removing the 732 percussion instruments that are behind me, give or take 3. So if you want to just chill out or get to know some other parents in the room, it'll be just a few minutes before we return them to you.
Okay, this next song is called Revenge of the Dust Bunnies. It's a very scary song. This one is another song that has some interesting sounds from the percussion section. I'm not going to spoil what they are, you'll know when you see them.
have one more song we're going to do. That last song is called Shut Up and Dance. Usually I wait for the audience, but I don't usually have to wait for the ensemble. Before we play our last song, I want to point something out, that this week is a week filled with learning. We have rising fifth graders who are coming off the first year playing music, and the music they're seeing is super, super hard for them. But they make progress. I have students who are rising as older students, who I'm hearing them play a high note they never played before this week, or a concept that didn't quite make sense unlocked at this time this week. I've seen growth from every single person in these groups, which is ultimately the goal. We have one more song at Shut Up and Dance, and I hope you enjoy it. Give it up one more time for the entire Plymouth Summer Music Program.